Hello, everybody. How's it going? How's it going? So, we had a couple technical issues, and I think you guys see why now. We- okay, it wasn't that bad earlier. I think it got worse. All right, but without further ado, I want to introduce our guest today. We are joined by Nenkan Alice, a VTuber who gave herself just 1 year to live. And her concept was bold from the start: a magical girl on a countdown, creating as much meaning as possible before graduation. In that time, she streamed everything from Valorant to Euro Truck Simulator, collaborated with others, founded a satirical religion, and even left behind a time capsule. Today, we look back on her incredible journey and what it meant to make art with an expiration date. Everybody, welcome Nenkan Alice.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, to be honest, I did the thing in the beginning kind of on purpose, but gotta take the most of the one unfortunate situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright. Hello everyone. My name is Nenkan Alice, and as Remo has introduced you, I'm the magical girl who had a year to stream, and I all of that, and now the year is almost up.
Yeah, you're graduating in just 2 days.
True.
How do you feel about the end of your art project coming? Because it's kind of like an art project because it has this whole um almost a philosophical meaning behind it, or it's like an expression of yourself, which is what I find interesting.
Yeah, it's like um in the beginning I feel like, oh, I'm not gonna feel anything because what is this? This is just something I made up, I I made this up. It's not gonna have any meaning to me, but as
Mm-hmm.
I approach the end, I do feel like nothing in the world had meaning until we give them meaning. So I find that um it is it has become something meaningful, that even if it's self-imposed, that it's um I have a complicated feeling regarding to the graduation, because for one, it didn't work as how I expected it would go. I
Oh.
right now, if we live in an alternate timeline in the universe where everything went as well as I did, I will it will be quite different. Like in the beginning, I was thinking, I was genuinely thinking that I'm going to get a lot more popular, a lot more numbers, a lot more
Mm-hmm.
impact than it does right now.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I'm not like super regretful that I have embarked on this journey at this
Okay.
point.
That makes sense. I still feel like you've accomplished a lot in a very short amount of time. Like your name literally means yearbook Alice. Is that
Yeah,
right? Yeah. And
Nankan means like the period within a year. It's like basically that. It means Alice for a year,
mm-hmm,
essentially. This name.
mm-hmm. And you
And
only had 365 days.
yes, yeah.
And because I mean from the start you challenged the norms a little bit because in the world of content creations and VTubers, like they often aim for long-term growth. Like if you go and listen to YouTube gurus, the advice that always comes back is consistency and the grind. You wake up every day and you do it, but you put an expiry date almost on yourself. So, what made you want to create something deliberately fleeting?
So I have a simple answer and a complicated answer.
Okay.
Let's
We're
start
ready
with
for
the
both.
simple. Let's start with the simple answer
Mhm.
first. The simple answer is that Unus Annus is cool. If you don't know, there was this YouTube project by Markiplier and
Yes.
another guy
Yeah.
and they made a channel that they're going to upload one video every day, and at the end of it all, they're gonna delete everything.
Yeah.
It was supremely successful and impactful, and at a point it was like it dominated the internet. I remember watching that thing, and I was able to feel like, damn, that is a great idea. That is
Mhm.
an insane idea, you know?
Yeah.
And at that point I was doing a lot of different stuff. I was not in a position to be able to be a VTuber. But years later, it has came to the point where I could be. So I decided to pursue this project because I found inspiration in that, and I also found inspirations in other VTubers before me. Like I see them, I like them, I want to be them too. You know, I want to be a VTuber. People want to be
Uh-huh.
VTubers.
Being a VTuber is fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did look into the Onus Annus project. So it's a YouTube project created by Markiplier and Crank Gameplay, as Alice was saying. And actually, I had a question about that, but you kind of answered it. I was gonna ask if it had a role in shaping your idea for the 1 year VTuber lifespan. Obviously, it did. Um, and I also think it's a pretty cool project. It kind of plays a little bit on people's FOMO. It's almost like, when people choose to watch the stream live and watching the VOD doesn't provide the same feeling of participation. So it's almost like, oh well, I need to be there because later on this is going to be gone. So
Yeah,
mhm.
yeah, exactly. That was a
Okay.
short answer.
Oh, there's a more
Okay.
complex one.
Yeah. Now goes the long answer. The
Uh-huh.
long answer is that I, as a galaxy brained, very smart intellectual, have formed a hypothesis. The hypothesis goes like this.
Mhm.
I believe that throughout human history, we have developed more and more forms of media. Like, you know, in the beginning, it was writing and then drawing and all sorts of media like that.
Mhm.
And without exception, the trend of how these media types develop is that they use this media to tell facts first, and then it develops into fiction.
Yeah.
And so, what I believe what I observe from history is that the things that have taken place throughout history is that we have writing, we have records, and then we have poems, and then we have epics, and then we have novels. For drawings, we first have art depicting real life things, then we have art depicting mythological things, and then we have art depicting stories like comics and manga. And another example for that is like movie. In
Mhm.
the beginning, we used film to document real existing stuff,
Mhm.
but after a few decades, people started to using them to tell stories, and progressively, usually the when any media has been invented, eventually it's going to be used to tell a serious, dramatic story. And that was my hypothesis that VTubing by in itself is a media,
Mhm.
a type of media, much like video itself, or actually, like web video, YouTube in general was a type of media. And in the beginning, people have, just filming their lives, but it also eventually evolved into elaborate productions, and people have been posting like animations
Yeah.
or like comedy skits, all of that, and like scripted things. What is what I mean? So I mean is that I have a hypothesis is that um first VTubing exists as a way for people to share who they are, but eventually VTubing will exist in a way to tell a story. So that was my hypothesis, and I feel like what better way to tell a story than to take advantage of the elements that is unique to VTubing itself. What is unique, synonymous, that familiar with the fans of VTubers? The concept of debut and graduation. Now, um, this is like this is like this is like how do I say, taking advantage of the medium that you stand to tell a story, so it has like it transcends the effect of itself being on paper, so it becomes more alive in a way.
Yeah.
You can tell that I am like super talking about super theoretical stuff, but I have thought like I'm literally the meme, okay, about a guy who is sitting on his own brain. I like that meme. I overthink a lot, you know.
Well,
Yeah.
in a way, VTubers kind of merge both fiction and their real self. It's like a medium that intersects both of these topics, really.
Yes. So what I believed was gonna happen is that we're gonna use this to tell stories, and I'm gonna be the first one to tell a story, and I am gonna be so popular, I'm gonna blow up. Okay, and not only that, I have designed this project in a way that it takes that it first it takes advantage of FOMO, like you said it would.
Yeah.
And second, you remember the bucket list. The bucket list was
Yes.
my attempt at creating, like, intentionally grooming out a storyline along with the entire graduation in a year concept. You know why people watch esports? Esport tournaments are designed, scheduled, built in a way that encourages storyline to progressively develop in a way that is natural for human brain to like. Human brain is natural for human brain to like stories. What do we mean by stories? It is start slow. We start and we have a norm, and we break that norm through deconstruction and reconstruction. And through this process, we establish the conflict, we establish the stakes, and the stakes rises throughout the course of the story until it reaches an apex and it reaches a resolution.
Yeah.
And that is how it is. That is how it is done in, I would say, esports and traditional sports. Like, because the stake of the conflict gradually increases throughout the season or throughout the tournament.
Oh,
Because
right.
as they climb towards the higher ranks. Even without sports, this exists in video games itself. When you think about it, when when you play a regular video game, a competitive video game, let's say take League of Legends as an example. Throughout the time, when as the time progresses throughout a match, the consequences, the stakes of your actions gradually become heavier. In the beginning of the game, you can just die, and it's not that big of a deal. But
True.
when in the end of the game, when end games, when everyone is super powerful and correspondingly the respawn times are long, this is all by design, and every death becomes much more impactful, and so it gradually trends itself towards a climax that resolves the core conflict of the particular match you are playing. And this design philosophy is seen in widespread across almost every kind of entertainment. That is my thesis. That is my theory, and so I wanted to design such an experience myself, and
Yeah.
to what what I wanted to do is to form an outline for this story to organically take place, but also have itself trend towards this climatic conclusion close to the end,
Mm-hmm.
and it all ends with like this very nice, very big um graduation stream. So to do that, how to do that is the bucket list. The bucket list, it serves as the storyline. The bucket list serves as the day-to-day activity for the hero who need to, like, to defeat evil or conquer their character flaw.
Oh, it's like
And
the little challenges along the way
yes,
that builds the main character or leads to self-discovery, etc.
yes. What is the character? The character is Alice, the magical girl with a year left, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is the stakes? The stake is that she wants to have a happy time, have a good time, have a happy year, and leave no regrets behind.
Mm-hmm.
And so my intention was for the audiences to through this stake, through this conflict, through this arc of character growth, to be able to root for this character, which is Nenkan Alice, and and so they will be able to enjoy and watch me more like some sort of an anime instead of
Yeah.
just another VTuber, just another streamer.
Mm-hmm.
That was the complicated answer.
I
What is
liked it. I
the
liked the complicated answer.
I overthought about it though. I would say I spent too many time. I sat on my own brain for too long. It wraps around and goes in full circle and becomes stupid.
So how long have you been thinking about this concept before debuting? Oh, okay. Some people are asking to well, I'm gonna try switching places because some people are saying we should do that. Let's try
Um,
this. Okay. Yeah. How long have you been sitting on this concept and thinking about it before you kickstarted your project then?
so first when I wanted to the first time I wanted to be a VTuber was back in 2021, I believe.
Oh,
And
okay.
but it was not with this concept. It was with like other stuff. It was so okay. In the beginning, I wanted to be like I was just basically talking with my friends, and they encouraged me to be a VTuber, and then like maybe I'll be like a, like stocks and Wall Street bad stuff are popular at the time. They encouraged me to be a finance VTuber because I know a
Oh,
lot about that, and that didn't happen because I was busy.
that would have been
And later,
interesting though.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I can dive in about that later
Mm-hmm.
if you want.
Yeah.
But like later in 2022, I think in late 2022 is
Mm-hmm.
when I started to have the idea of doing like actually not being a VTuber, but like actually starting a VTuber agency.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and it was gonna be called Project 1776.
Why
And it's
1776? I have a feeling you have
because
a meaning for that number too.
it's the year of America's founding, and this is gonna be
Okay.
like a Face Connect Pro Max.
Mm.
It's gonna be like a VTuber agency where we completely throw VTuber conventions out of the window and we just do like schedule things catering to the American audience.
Neat.
We have a series of concepts. The first one is the finance VTuber concept that a little bit fleshed out. The second one is like actually let me go the third and fourth one first.
Okay.
Third and fourth one is a pair of VTubers. It's like Fuamoko before Fuamoko,
Oh
but
yeah, yeah.
instead of Fuamoko there were like two political streamers on the opposite end of the political spectrum. So we're gonna have someone who is super left wing and someone who is super right wing, and they will collab and debate each other. And there is gonna be a fifth member that I will leave, which is gonna be my next personality that I will save it for a little bit later. But anyway, the second character was, it was not Nenkan, but basically a depressed, edgy meme girl who has 1,000 days left to live. She would stream 1,000 days and nuke the channel. That was the initial idea, and it was not initially going to be played by me. I was gonna be the finance girl.
I see.
And yeah, a lot of things happened. The one thing that made me change my mind is that Pippa did an interview about a failed, the CEO of a failed YouTuber agency. It's like, ooh, .tv. I saw that stream. I saw that stream. And I was like, oh shit, this might not be a good idea. I'm not gonna dump a lot of money in a YouTuber agency just to have a crash and burn and make everybody's lives miserable. You know, I would just do, yeah. I would just do one thing. I would just pick one thing, one concept that I believe is the strongest, best for me to break into the VTuber sphere and get myself a career out of it.
Okay.
So I picked the second concept, and throughout the month I developed it more and more. And I remember the time where I was like, what if we have this VTuber that's like honest and have a bucket list? And I remember, like, I literally jump out of the bed. I'm like, damn, that's so good. I'm gonna note that down. I'm gonna write that down. And I'm gonna do it. That was in the beginning of 2023. And it took a long time to put the debut together. It took close to a year to put it together. So in the meanwhile, I streamed under another name, and it's a small VTuber with a pre-made model that nobody remembers right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're getting a little bit of lore there.
So
the deep lore.
So I streamed for a year in absolute obscurity, and finally it's time. March rolled around, and it's time to debut, and I did my thing. But in hindsight, I was not ready. I was not ready for a project of this scale, because in the beginning I had 800 people watching the debut stream.
Yeah,
and
it was
I was
big.
literally about to have a heart attack. This before I went to the doctor's place and then asked for, like, can you give me some meds so I'm not, explode. And I got some, like, pills that are supposedly for, like, the doctor says, okay, I'll prescribe you this. This is what musicians take when they're about to perform on a big crowd. So I took it, and I felt better, and I did the debut, and it was kind of cringe. I'm sorry, but it's kind of cringe.
I think it was a pretty good debut for an indie VTuber with practically no following. What would you have done differently if you could redo it today?
I would not do it.
Oh, you would not do it? Like the debut or the whole thing?
I would just start a normal VTuber account and build it up from, take it slowly, don't give a time limit. When I have no streaming experience, it really means that I have to be ready from the get-go.
Yes.
And because I only have 1 year, and I wasn't ready. So that was not a great idea.
So basically,
But
you thought it would add a sense of urgency to the audience, but in the end, it also added a sense of urgency to you, who felt like you had to improve really quickly to meet your own vision of this project.
no, in the beginning, I thought that the streaming skill is a meme.
Oh no!
I thought that there is no such thing as a skill. You just press start streaming and go. There's no difference between me and or any other VTuber being experienced or not. I thought it was not real, okay?
Okay.
But it was apparently real, and I soon realized that, and I also realized I was not ready. I would be probably a little bit more ready now, but I would still say I would prefer me being more skilled and more ready. Just the entertainment value, the skill of being a streamer, just being able to interact with chat, talk to people, network, blah blah blah. I wasn't ready then.
I mean, some indie VTubers take years before they can network and collab with some of the VTubers. You had a chance to do it, so I do feel like your concept perhaps pushed you to seize, to live in a moment and seize opportunities like a little faster than some VTubers who mostly coast or believe that, oh, I can do this another day, or I'll do this when I'm ready, because in the end we're never really ready. Like, I've been streaming for years and I still don't think I'm good. I still feel like I've got much to improve.
Yeah, but this is like, you know what this is like? This is like playing in the most prestigious musician hall, music hall in Vienna when you barely picked up violin 3 weeks ago. That is what it means. When I feel I thought I was not ready.
Yeah. No, I completely get it. It's and also debuting in front of a large audience is quite nerve-wracking. You kind of just don't realize it. And then once you press the live button, it's all about instincts, because then you can't be like, oh my god, what was that intro that I prepared? Like, it's got to come out like almost automatically. So yeah, it's about repetition a lot, and a lot of practice, just like everything else.
Yeah, so it was bad. It didn't live up with the potential, and a lot of people speculated on corners of the internet and like, oh, what did you do before? Are you the reincarnation? Like, before my debut, people speculate I was a reincarnation of someone. I wasn't, but that speculation made sense, because which new VTuber would do this? Nobody would do this.
Right.
I'm the only person who have done this.
So what was your background before getting into this? I'm curious.
Finance.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw that you owned some Cover Corp stocks. I also own some that I've been unfortunately holding on to for multiple months now, because hasn't been going well at all.
It's gonna be fun. Okay, so I started trading with stuff. I have this autistic obsession with statistics and math and expected value and just like trading in general.
Okay.
So yeah, I love making money by doing something that has a positive expected value, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I love making money, period.
I started trading when I was like 14 or something with the money I made being a web novel writer in China. And I lost a lot of money. I made a lot of money in the end. Yeah, especially I made a shitload of money on like GameStop. Then I remember GameStop.
Oh yes, wait, you got in on that at the right time. That's so cool.
Yep. GameStop and AMC. That
Cool.
gave me like multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I was able to, by 2022, I was convinced that this is fine. My life is awesome. My life is awesome. And I have like this god complex that whatever I do, I can be good at it. Whatever I do, if I want to, I'll be successful. And I feel like everyone else was trash. My ego inflated like a balloon, you know, like that. And I was indeed making a good amount of money coming into 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Late 2022, early 2023, I was still making a lot of money. And I was like, I could justify, maybe spending 1/10 of my net worth on a VTubing project.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, so I did that, which translated into VTubing industry terms was a lot of money. This project was a shitload of money.
So even for somebody with a lot of money, VTubing is still a shitload of money.
No, what I mean is like 1/10 of my net worth at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It took that coming into VTubing. I was able to get like a pretty good debut setup.
Yes. Yeah, you
Yeah.
did. I mean, your whole setup is super clean. You work with top tier artists. Your model is beautiful. Everything makes sense concept wise too. I think you have like a really strong concept with the hourglass, the time elements that come back. Like your schedule even was beautiful. The art you commissioned a bunch of music too at the start. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's
No,
not. I think
okay.
you're a bit hard on yourself. I thought it was pretty groundbreaking, and I think a lot of VTubers wish they had so much under their belt.
No, the problem is I spent a shitload of money on all of that and didn't make anything back. That was
Yeah,
the
yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember you're a Wall Street bro, so you're about the investments.
like I was like, we need to cook. We need return
Yeah.
of investment. All right, this is losing money fast.
See, this wouldn't happen if you were bad at math like me. You wouldn't be thinking about this.
This also wouldn't happen if I was just a little bit more experienced at streaming or understand more about how the VTuber industry works. Like
Mm,
if I started as if I already have a big audience and like I'm an established name, I could take a year hiatus and do this project.
yep.
And it will be much better in basically any shape or form than what I have. Like it would actually change the landscape of VTubing. It would be actually a great project, and people will be talking about it for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But with what I have done right now, like a part of me feel like I have kind of squandered this great concept. I have done it myself, and I didn't do it well, and now nobody can do it because I already done it. Oh,
No,
I'm
I think
sorry
even if
about that.
somebody else does it, and let's say it works even more, they will still refer to you as the first person who did it. So I think you would still go down in the history books of VTubing.
Yeah, but when you are the second person to do a concept, it's very different from if you can say confidently, I am the first.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But it's kind of unfair because then they get to learn from the first person who made it and their mistakes, and they can like adjust it just a little bit more. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a tough concept to pull off in the first place, just because even if it was successful, then you'd have to nuke the channel at
Yeah.
the cusp of it.
Look, the channel was always the idea. I
Yeah.
was like, if I have a good following from this, I will be able to reincarnate into someone easily, I would be able to use this
Oh,
to reapply to a corporal or like all of
right.
that. I would have a bright future regardless.
Right. Because you can, I guess I didn't even think of that. Because basically, the audience follows you on other personas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, you've hinted at reincarnations into a new VTuber persona even around your debut. I know some people on Reddit were speculating about it, and you made a few posts on Reddit to talk about, your concept. When the hourglass runs out on Alice, like, what part of her do you want to carry with you, and do you still think that you might reincarnate?
I would reincarnate. I am not a corporal. I can say whatever the hell I want. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna reincarnate. I'm gonna do it on this channel. I'm just gonna rebrand everything because I'm not going to fill out the tax form again on YouTube.
that's a,
Um,
that's a good ass reason.
and yeah, I'm when I started with Nenkan, I don't even know. I didn't even know what it's gonna be like when I graduate.
Uh-huh.
Now I have a more concrete idea of who I'm going to reincarnate into. But
Okay.
let's save it for like the last section of the stream.
Okay, yeah, I'm down. Yeah. Okay. Um and as you prepare to graduate, I mean it's coming up pretty fast, but what scares you the most and what gives you peace?
What scares me the most? I've been throughout this year. I've been thinking like, oh, still a long time away. That
Yeah.
this feels like forever. What scare me is the most is like the summer break syndrome. I'm gonna explain what this means. Okay.
Okay.
The summer break syndrome is like when you are a kid and you are away from school for the
Yeah.
summer break, and for you the summer is the break is so long. It feels like in the beginning of it, it just feels like it's never gonna run out.
True.
It's gonna be forever. And
Yeah.
like you have all the funds planned. You're gonna have all the fun. You're gonna have all the nice things, and you're gonna be so happy for so long. And the end is gonna be so far away that you don't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
But like by the end of it, you just feel like, oh damn, that just went by.
Yeah.
It's over now. It's just over now. And this year was kind of like that. It was kind of like the summer break that never ended until it did.
Wow.
The
That's
thing I
crazy.
fear most, the thing
Mm-hmm.
I fear most is that for life to be a summer break.
Me too. That's also one of my biggest fears. I can relate to
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Like we're still young,
Mm-hmm.
But from a fundamental point, do you know there's scientific research saying that when you grow old, time will go flow quicker for you. I'm just scared that
That
like
sounds horrible.
by the time I'm old, I'll be like, oh damn, that's it. My summer vacation is over this quickly. Despite me right now sitting here thinking I have forever life left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I guess that is the takeaway, not for you, not only just for me, but for everyone watching the the stream. The summer break is gonna be over sooner than you think. It's gonna come sooner than you think.
I don't want my summer break to ever be over. But I guess
True.
that's why we need to enjoy every moment and live in the present. There's so many
Yeah.
time where we're just, thinking about other things or putting some things for later because we feel we're lazy or I don't feel like thinking about it right now. And I guess, I mean, the theme of your project really, it really comes down to that. It's almost like a metaphor of the little time we have on this earth.
Yeah.
Mm.
And another kind of related thing that just popped in my mind
What?
is that when you there is gonna be a time in your life, not just you specifically, but I'm like addressing this to the chat as well. There's gonna be a time in your life where you are doing well, you are hopeful for the future, you look forward to what is gonna happen tomorrow, you are excited for yourself, you have a big project coming. Your life had been an upward trend, and you have been just really happy. You're waking up every day super hopeful, energetic, and all of that. And you think the best is yet to come. It's in the future that
Yeah.
life will get better.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a moment like that looking back from the future, you will realize that was the best moment in your life.
Yes. Wait, that's happened so many times actually. For me, I always think the best moment will be later on. Or it's kind of like you think oh, it's kind of like when girls are like, I'm working on my summer bod and I'm never gonna look this good until I get my summer bod. But then, like 2 months later, they're looking back and they're like, actually, I looked really good back then, and now I don't have this body anymore. So yeah, no, I totally get that.
Yeah. So, like, don't live in the future, live in the present.
Yes. Yep. Don't let your past be a home for the future either. There's this other thing too, which is the feeling of regret when you realize that the best moment was back then, or like the best time of your life was back then, and then you kind of wallow in regret, and the regret itself is also like a waste of the present time.
True. True.
Yeah.
So philosophical.
I know. We're getting deep right now.
Okay. Wait, what was the second half of the original question? Like, you're talking
I
about
think
the
you
fear?
answered them. The fear and the peace that it gives you.
Yeah, the peace is. Oh, do you know what else? I remember that there was I have a guy in my chat on Discord who loves Dostoevsky, and I believe he mentioned that there was a scene in one of the Dostoevsky books that were inspired by the living experience of this guy. So Dostoevsky himself was sent to Siberia for, I think, like saying dumb shit about the Tsar. And he was about to be executed. And so, but he wasn't executed. Like, he was spared in the last moment. He was let go. He was allowed to live in the last moment. And he wrote about that in one of his books, which describes a man that basically telling the main character that this guy is also like Dostoevsky. This character is also like Dostoevsky, who was about to be executed, and he was being escorted towards the execution place, but he was spared at the last moment. And he talked, and this character essentially says that, oh, when I have like 3 minutes to live, I feel like I have all the wealth in the world. I look at, I'm gonna allocate a minute to think about myself. I'm gonna allocate a minute to think about my family. And I'm gonna think about, look at all the trees, the birds, and everything is so beautiful. And I'm just like, I have all the time in the world, and I did not realize how wealthy of a person I am. Yeah.
Is that
and I believe my takeaway from this is that since I am not actually dying, I'm look at all the time I still have in the future as a person, not as a VTuber, and all the time I have, all the things I can do. It feels like I have such a wealth. I have so much time. That is
Yes.
the peace. Yeah.
It's not about what we lost, it's about what we have left. And I think Dostoevsky, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but this is a recurrent theme in his book. I've read War and Peace, and the main character gets imprisoned for a really long time until I think there's the war breaks out and he
I
manages
don't
to.
think War and Peace is from Dostoevsky.
No? Oh, that's so I am dumb.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Oh, they're
Wrong
both Russian.
Russian
I
dude.
know. Yeah.
Wrong Russian dude. Okay. Maybe it's just a Russian team then.
Yeah. Russians are depressed. You know.
Editor, you cut that part out. Audience, forget it being close enough. Yeah, close enough.
Alright. That was my fear, and that was my peace.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You talked a little bit about watching Pippa. Was there like another VTuber that influenced you that drew you to the medium? Is there like you talked about the spark that
Okay.
gave you this idea, but did you have other inspirations?
I'm gonna say 2 names and you're gonna go crazy, but I promise they will make sense.
Oh no.
Uruha Roshia.
Oh.
And wait, what's her name? Yuko Ray. Yeah.
Oh really? Yuko, nice. This is
Yeah.
totally unlike you because they're both kind of GFE.
I was supposed to be a GFE streamer. Do you know?
I can't see, my mind doesn't compute the. It's not making the connections between the two right now. Finance bro GFE. I mean, I could see it work.
Okay, hear me out. What is tragedy? What is a way to make people cry? Destroy something they love.
Mm-hmm.
What is the most intense form of love? Romantic love.
Yeah.
So the idea is for me to be a GFE VTuber. In the very beginning, unironic thought is I'm gonna be a GFE VTuber. I'm gonna watch and learn from Yuko Yurei and Roshia and Mikeneko. And I'm gonna do what they do. I'm gonna whisper in the microphone, and I'm gonna establish a parasocial relationship with the audience to the point that, you know, the meme about the Roshia fan screaming in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was like, no regular VTuber are able to have that amount of a grasp, that amount of an impact to their fans, compared to Roshia. You know, they love her intensely and passionately.
Yeah.
And with this kind of intensity and passion comes with the greatest emotional impact that I will be able to unleash upon them as the project ends.
So you saw Yuko's fans having a meltdown and her biggest fan turning into her biggest haters, and you were like, Alice was like, yeah, I want that.
Yes. I also have the self-realization of I'm gonna be the perfect GFE streamer because I'm not gonna date anyone. It's that simple. It's that simple. I have no intention of establishing a relationship. I have never really dated anyone in real life. It's kind of personal. I'm like, I am perfect. I am the perfect target for the unicorn.
So why didn't you go with this concept?
Because that's not who I am.
Oh no! Oh, you didn't feel like it came out naturally.
Because I tried and I wasn't able to do that. I feel like it was kind of cringe. I'm always more like a funny, funny person.
Yeah, I do feel like the type of people that do this kind of content, it's kind of like innate to them. Like they're really they kind of just let go a little more. Sometimes I think I'm like too stuck up for this. I don't know how to explain it. It's some kind of just being really expressive with their feeling, even with people that they don't know or strangers. Um, yeah, that doesn't come naturally for to me at least.
Yeah, but also before I stream, I was kind of a Menhera. I talked about how I have God complexes at times.
Yeah.
I have God complexes and I have depressive episodes, and I also live between. I have like it's called borderline personality disorder,
Mm-hmm.
and I also believe that GFE is the true form of VTuber. Everyone else we're all faking it. We're all faking VTubing. Only
Mm-hmm.
GFE VTubers are the real, the pure breed of VTubers. You know, it's like it's like they are the champagne and we are all only
We're
bubbled.
the cheap
Yeah,
bottled
we're
wine.
yeah we're only all bottled wine.
Yeah, the not even the bottle one, the box wine.
Yeah. Um. So there's that. But when I actually stream, I realized at the beginning. Also at the beginning, is because I wasn't able to really let go. I wasn't able to be expressive. I was super shy. I was
Yeah.
reserved. I was scared of the audience. I was scared of the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm that was a big roadblock to me being a GFE streamer. I feel like.
So
Yeah.
so you had this image in your head, but then you realized that that wasn't really you.
And I wasn't able to do it. I wasn't able to
Yeah.
throw myself out of the window and become the GFE streamer.
Yeah. It's kind of
Yeah.
like when I think about a word in English, but I'm not able to pronounce it once it comes out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I get it. Um, but so you didn't even try to do this type of content on your other persona before you debut. You kind of just
No.
shotgunned it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I get it. So did you once you started and you were like, "Oh shit, this concept doesn't really work for me." Well, I'm talking about strictly the GFE part, and you realized you needed to pivot your content. Did you look into other inspirations, or did you just decide to go to another concept, or you kind of just improvised?
That's the problem. I was told that, as streamers, we need to be ourselves, sort of. So I just went around and tried to be myself. The problem is, I don't feel like I am very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least the way I presented myself wasn't very interesting. Because what ended up happening is I am still really scared of everyone. I'm still scared of streaming. I'm like, when I stream, I'm like, God, I wish this was gonna be over soon. No, maybe you don't know. But like, I was so scared. I was so scared of fucking it up. I was so
Oh
scared of
yeah.
throwing it up. Um, and yeah, at the end, it just makes the streams kind of boring. And what doesn't help is that in the past, I was as a writer.
Mm-hmm.
I have characters. I wrote characters. Nenkan was supposed to be a character. Her personality is supposed to be like, oh, she's so sweet and nice and kawaii, and you wanna care for her. And I realized that writing a character is very different from playing a character. And so
Yeah.
I wasn't able to play that character
Yeah.
on a consistent basis.
Yeah. I can relate to that. That's kind of also where I'm at. Um, yeah, as somebody said in chat, your number one flaw is that you're kind of scared of failing.
I guess true.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask you about your background, if you had a background in creative writing and world building. It seems like you do.
I do. I started writing when I was 12, 10 years ago. I got paid.
Oh,
I got paid first at 14. And one of my works was kind of popular at the time, and popular enough for someone to translate into English, even though there's not a lot of people read it. The translation is kind of bad, and the story is quite cringe.
that's cool. Wait, so is that what that tweet was about, or is it the web comic? That feeling when
No,
you
it's a
tweeted
web novel. I never
the
did a
web
web
novel,
novel
sorry, yeah.
yet.
On March 16, you tweeted that feeling you found out the terrible cringe Chinese web novel you wrote at 14 has been translated into English without your knowledge, has dozens of comments and a good read page. I feel
Yeah.
physical pain.
Yeah, that was so bad. I wrote it at 14. It was so bad. It was terrible. It was a terrible story. It was just all around very bad. But it was my most popular work, and it got translated into English. And it just, I was like, I'm physically in pain when I saw that. I didn't know it got translated until like 10 days ago. By the way.
No way. That's funny because crap, I lost my line of thought. How could I have done? No, that's what I was gonna say. Most of us at 14, we only wrote fan fiction, so I still think that's a pretty good milestone.
I never wrote fanfiction. Fanfiction is like, it's easy to write that because you have an established cast of characters,
Yes.
an established world that you can just deconstruct and reconstruct at will. You know.
Yeah, my problem right now is I'm trying to, you know, write a novel or something.
Don't. It's not worth it.
Yeah, it's a lot of time, but sometimes I just when I have some ideas, I just write them down. My problem is that all the little details and the side characters for me are a little bit hard to craft or put on paper. Making interesting characters is hard. It's like I have like, you know, my two main characters, but then everything else is just noise.
You know what I do is that I like to have each one of them have like a very little unique details that's instantly distinguishable about themselves
Yeah.
and tell you about a lot about their personality. Like they talk in a way, maybe they address themselves in a way, or they address other people in a way, or maybe they only wear a certain colors of clothing, or maybe they only wear a certain type of clothing, or maybe how they walk, or maybe they don't walk at all. So like I always have a specific trait that is just unique to this person and instantly reminds of you what like who this person is.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try to apply that. I was thinking in terms of like try to think of a unique weakness or something like that, but then I was like, that's kind of hard to force on every character.
Do you have some characters in your mind? I can try to help.
Yeah, well, we can do that after the stream. I don't.
Okay.
I'm not gonna reveal all my, future
Okay.
writer secrets on the stream.
Oh,
Chat's
okay.
not ready for that yet.
But anyway, writing isn't worth it, mate. Nobody want to read in 2025.
True.
Yeah.
Well, your web novel got translated, so clearly people wanted to read that.
Well, maybe in China. I don't know in the West though.
Yeah, you're from you're Canadian Chinese?
Chinese Canadian.
Chinese Canadian.
I moved here at 14.
Okay. Dude, Alice at 14 was on the grind set, man. You were already doing stock trading, you were writing?
Yeah. That was the year where a lot of things happened for me, and it's also is why moving here is what enabled me to like do stocks and stuff.
How so?
Because China, it's just hard to trade American things in
right.
China.
Yeah. So you traded from the American stock market?
Yep.
From there? Ooh.
Yep.
You were motivated. That's a pretty cool skill to learn early on. I wish I was better with finance, like really early on. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get financial advice from Alice after this. You guys know it.
Well, I'm not gonna be responsible to any of your losses.
You know, I had like my little arc where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna become like the Wolf of Wall Street. I thought it was so cool. I wanted to get into stock trading.
Tell me
First,
more.
yeah, the first few trades, I made money. Like, I invested in cover corp stocks. I would do the very simple things, buy when the graph is low, sell when the graph is high. And it was a pretty, like, the graph kept on going up, down, up, down, up, down. So it was super easy to, plan around it. But then one day I got a little cocky and I bought when the when the line was high, because I was like, it's gonna keep on going. And since that day, I think I've lost everything I've earned, and I was like, fuck this.
Aww. It's
Yeah.
gonna be fine. I still sort of believe the company, even though they have a lot of bad thing happening in the last few months. Yeah.
I think over the year, the graph will probably, get up again. Japan's been going through the recession too, which is a little difficult with the yen going down.
Yeah.
Alice would never do that mistake. No. She's too five head for it.
No, I made a lot of mistakes. I
Yeah.
made a lot of mistakes too. I lost a lot of money too.
Yeah, that's what everybody else in stock says. It's like you earn a lot, but then you lose a lot too.
Yeah.
But then you learn from your mistakes.
True.
Do you get better, or is it just always kind of luck based?
Never put money on luck. This is not a casino. Only do things when you believe that you are having a statistical advantage.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I ran about statistic a lot when I was playing was like in buckshot roulette.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I ran about statistics and expected value and like chances and stuff like that a lot. It's like second nature to me at this point because my approach to trading is highly quantified and statistical. That I would not just do stuff based on my feelings. Yeah, I would only do things that I believe has a positive statistical edge. It's like counting cards with blackjack.
Yes. That's so interesting. Yeah, I think I'm too emotionally based. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna buy stocks in this company because I believe in it. But that's not really how you trade.
True.
Do you play gacha games? Yeah.
No, I do not.
Okay.
I do not. I refuse to play any sort of game that involves like this game of chance because I know they are psychologically designed for you to spend a lot of money. And gacha games aren't exactly gambling because no matter how much money you put in, you're not expecting a monetary return.
Yes, you might as well go to the casino if you want to make money.
But the uncertainty of the polls still at the end of the day means on average you're going to spend a lot of money to get your JPEG anime girls, which I don't believe they're worth even close to that amount. So I never play any gacha.
Yeah, it's simply the value they're worth is simply what the users put on them.
Yeah. I don't even have like skins in free to play games. But if the game is free to play, I would never buy any skins. I would never spend any money on it.
I got better with that, but yeah, it's just stupid because you end up playing a game for a long time, and then you switch game. Basically, all the money you put into the skins are gone because, I mean, you don't play the same game throughout your entire life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But let's go back to your life as Nenkan Alice. You made a bucket list of goals. Some were playful, like get someone to draw a fan art of me, and others were bigger, like host a charity stream or write a novel. Which ones have you accomplished so far, and which ones meant the most for you?
Oh, I threw halfway and basically abandoned it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So how I talked a little about how the bucket list was supposed to be like a storyline
Yeah.
for people to follow.
Mm-hmm.
They are like the goals that I'm gonna accomplish, the little obstacles I'm gonna overcome, like throughout a character's character arc, throughout the character's journey,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And there are things that meant to me as a challenge, like beat a difficult game or horror game or get good in a competitive game.
Yeah.
And those challenges are supposed to have people like root for me as they watch me because of the added stakes of, oh, I only have this amount of time to finish doing this kind of stuff. But what I learned eventually about throwing my stream is that nobody seems to care about the bucket list, so I stopped caring too.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
But you've checked a few things off that bucket list.
Yes, because why is this? Because I suspect that people who watch, like, this was designed like in a way that's similar to an anime or a season of TV show or a movie. And
Mm-hmm.
you're supposed to watch from beginning to end. But in practice, most people who come to watch me doesn't come from the beginning. They discover me halfway throughout the year.
Right.
And there will be a lot of information for them to take in about my entire concept. That, like, they can't just hop in on Twitch or on YouTube onto one of my streams and immediately understand what is going on.
Yeah, because
And
you made Alice like a story with a
yeah,
beginning, middle, and end. However, you can't
yeah,
get the entire story in a digestible, like, 1 hour stream.
yeah, and
Mhm.
that is why people who join halfway or just people who join later in general, they might know about the concept, but they might probably don't know about the bucket list. And in general, there's fewer and fewer people actually cares about it. So I end up basically not do it. This is I would say one of my big miscalculations from the beginning. I thought it was gonna be a big thing to have people root for me, but right now this kind of just unnecessarily added to the complexity of the project, which is already complex and
Yeah.
takes a lot of time to understand.
Okay, okay. And even though did you remind them often about the bucket list? Like you need to do like little recap episodes here and there.
Whenever I finished an item on the bucket list, I do try to remind them, but I guess in the end, it doesn't feel like this really mattered. The
Mm-hmm.
bucket list just simply doesn't feel like it really mattered.
Okay. And so were there like any dreams you didn't get to cross off that you wish you could have done? And like maybe do you plan to revisit those in your next form?
I have yet to make 10 friends. Okay.
I've seen you collab with a couple VTubers.
Yes, but not 10.
Mm.
I even went to Offkai and I met a couple people, but we never connected afterwards.
Oh yeah.
I'm a very bad at like socializing.
It's
I would
hard
be
with content creation because everybody's
yeah.
busy with their own
Yeah.
content. Mm.
I would be better now, I had the courage of DMing you on Twitter asking if you want to do this interview, and you said
Ah,
yes, and now
yes.
I have a friend, a connection.
Yeah, and I feel like we're gonna talk after this too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And okay, so throughout your journey, you also stream games. Like you stream a variety of games. Once you were like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do GFE.
Yeah.
You played Getting Over It. That's a staple in VTubing. Everybody rages over that game at least once.
Yeah.
You played some chess. I have a feeling you'd be good at chess. Were you good at that?
I am not.
No.
I am not. Okay, in all fairness, when I was a kid, I studied Go or Weiqi or Badok, depending on which country you're from. And that was the chess for Chinese people and Japanese and Korean people. That was chess for Asian people. I studied that. I got amateur one done from Chinese like society of like I don't know Go players, and I got it from like an offline tournament when I was a kid. But I ditched that when I was like 9, 10, and never picked it up since.
Wow.
So yeah, and I never played chess before.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was not good, in fact, at chess. And yeah, I played a lot of games, but this is another problem: is that the canals really doesn't have an identity that translates to what type of content she would do on a day-to-day basis.
I
Yes,
see.
she's going to graduate. She has a bucket list.
Yeah.
She's gonna delete everything. That was the concept of the character, but that doesn't translate into the content. If you know what I mean.
I didn't. Yeah, I totally know what you mean. I didn't even think of that. What could? Yeah. So if you do it over, what kind of content would you do that would fit with the concept?
I don't actually know. I guess it would make the bucket list much, much, much more difficult. So I would spend every stream grinding down the bucket list.
Yes, I think that would be like one possible way to make it
Yeah.
work with the team.
Yeah, I think like right now, I believe that I designed a bucket list with the intention of being able to finish it by the end of the year. And I want to be able to guarantee to be able to finish it.
Mm-hmm.
So none of the entries are very difficult, and none of the entries have like a hard, super hard cutoff thing. Like it's like maybe like it's not like I have to get Grandmaster in Overwatch or something like that. That
Oh
I don't
my
believe I can
God.
do. You know. But
Well, you
if I
never know.
if I set it to be a super difficult thing and I spend all the time streaming to get good, to improve, to strive for that kind of goal, and every stream was trying to accomplish something in the bucket list, that might have translated a little bit better, I believe.
I think it would have made also people like root for you. I was kind of reading something about how iShow Speed became popular, and it kind of started with his, he's a super fan of Stable Ronaldo. What's his name? The soccer player, and then he just started traveling the world in the hope of meeting him, and like his dream became his fans' dreams, and everybody was kind of rooting for him to meet him. Cristiano Ronaldo, yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then he finally met him, and it was like this huge climatic moment.
That's true. I think what really could have helped was to have a super difficult goal and for everyone to like to grind it every day and have everyone to root for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You needed the bucket list with nightmare mode.
Yeah.
I've never seen someone feeling so bad to name Ronaldo. I'm not into sports. So, yeah, so basically what did you how did you decide what to stream, and or did you just stream what you liked or what felt thematically right?
I just streamed whatever I think is not boring, to be fair. And that didn't really work well because a lot of the games I'm not good at them, and that has nothing to do with me as the character, and it doesn't really tell much about like it's just not interesting, and it's not in the game I would regularly play. I wasn't a huge gamer.
Yeah.
You know, I was never a huge gamer.
I think I would have enjoyed some Alice stream where you just talked about what you're telling us today about philosophy, about literature, and writing, and all of that. I think that could have worked.
That's true. Actually, yeah.
Because I would listen to you for hours talking about these things. I'm like really interested in that.
True. Yeah.
What about the 100-year song? I feel that is one project that fits with your thematic, or the time capsule that you did recently.
These are two separate things. The
Yeah.
100-year project is something that came up right around Offkai of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a super specific thing
Yeah.
that I was gonna make the song. I was gonna market the hell out of it to say, oh, I'm leaving this for 100 year in the future, and I'm gonna play it once on the Offkai in 2025. And Offkai said no.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's
Dreams
pretty much it.
shattered.
Yeah.
They just said no.
They said I could apply for the community stage as with everyone else, but I ain't going through that.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay, and what about the time capsule?
Time capsule is just something I felt that was super on point, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have wanted to do that in the beginning. I have wanted to leave a series of messages for the future that's very on brand.
Yeah.
And yeah, I actually, you know, you don't know this, but like, just when around the time when we started streaming today, I have a video went live on my channel that was a time capsule from 1 year ago. That was recorded on March 28th, 2024, 2 days before my debut, addressed to now, 2 days before my graduation.
No
Like,
way. That's so
yeah,
cool.
it's on my channel right now.
Yeah, I want to go check it out.
And yeah, and it was probably very cringe.
So when you watched your video that you recorded a year ago, how did you feel? Do you feel like you've changed a lot? You said you called it cringe. Is it because you felt that you had changed, or whatever Alice thought a year ago is not who you think she was way off, or what happened? How did you feel?
No, people just cringe at themselves when they look at themselves at the view.
Yes, I do that a lot.
That's it.
Uh-huh.
That's why. And also, me back then it's just very naive, and you can see that by the way I talk. I try to talk really softly and kawaii, ooh, soft anime girl, and because I want to do a GFE, because I want to be a GFE streamer,
Uh-huh.
and also that at that point I really believed I had an arguably childish and unrealistic belief that I was gonna be super popular. I was gonna be like the entire VTubing world is gonna be watching at me right now. Like I'm gonna have 200,000 followers.
Uh-huh.
Like that.
It's the GFE streamer goal is not something that was on my bingo card for today. That came out of left field. I love it though. Um One of your goals was to meet someone you could only dream of meeting. Did that happen, or did someone unexpected fill that space?
Um, you are kind of that.
Oh.
You had look at yourself. You have what 80,000 followers on YouTube. That's pretty good. No?
Oh, this old thing.
No.
That's mostly from my videos, though.
True. This how this started was that some guy shared the video you made about Austria,
Oh.
the Spanish catfishing guy.
Yeah.
I watched that video and was like, damn, I really wish Rima would do a Sonya V2 style expose of Nenkan Alice.
I'm like, but you'd have to do something terrible.
No,
You maybe you should have started a crypto scam in Brookpool or something.
Now, you know, like, Sunny me too. There's all sorts of videos like how insert this person's career died overnight. You're gonna do something like how Nenkan Alice's career died overnight.
Yeah, but then the reveal would be that she nuked her own channel because time went up.
No, not that. Not that. More like she died. Her career died overnight because she wasn't ready as a streamer, and none of this. And like the concept was good, but execution was bad, and she was boring and all that. You know, like
Usually
that.
people don't want to be featured in my videos, but Alice is the opposite of everything.
I'm like, I guess that was me self-deprecating in a way, because I feel like I fucked up so hard. I screw up everything.
The Nenkan Alice situation is crazy.
Exactly.
I mean, if it's any relief, this interview will be on my second channel, which is doing pretty well right now, and it's also going to get clipped out a lot. So yeah, stay tuned for that, everybody.
Well, I'm glad.
But even I think I was talking with Uzagi, and we both thought you had like a really interesting concept back then, and I was intrigued by how it would play out the entire time. Oh yeah, I remember also that I saw that you took a hiatus like mid-year, I think due to health reasons.
It was a lot of things.
Okay.
The first thing is that by like May, after I come back from Ofkai, I was feeling very bad about myself. Because the numbers were not as good as I expected. I had a great expectation, and my expectations were up there, and the reality was down here. It was not bad. Looking back right now, it's not bad, but I was disappointed, and I just feel like, I just feel like I just feel like I'm not getting any growth. My number is not going up. It's just keep trending down, and I'm scared. I don't wanna end the year. I don't wanna like. I feel like I failed. I feel like I already failed at this point.
Yeah.
So that was reason one, because and I generally having. Just generally having mental breakdowns before every stream because oh no, the numbers are gonna go down again. The second reason is that I need to take care, like I don't know, like stocks and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's the real reason.
No, that's not the real reason. Like generally, basically in 2023. I made a lot of money. In 2024, everything went to shit.
Oh no.
Everything went very bad in 2024. And I was like, oh, it's just that has a very bad negative impact on my mental health as well.
Yeah.
That I thought I'm gonna be making a shitload of money into perpetuity. That's not true. And now suddenly this very expensive VTubing project that's not paying off, I kind of start resenting doing it. And also initially I planned to do a lot more cool things. I'm gonna spend even more money doing even more cool things, and then now I have to scale back everything. I can't justify dumping more money into a project that's not gonna make itself back, and also I'm losing money on stock market.
Yeah.
The third reason is my mom has cancer.
Oh no. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Essentially in the beginning of like 2024, beginning of the year, I was at home. My parents, they were gonna right around the point when I debuted, they took a trip to Japan, which I wasn't able to go because I got a stream. And right before she went, my mom did like a test or something. And after she came back, like we have to do more tests and gradually, like it's really weird when you actually have cancer. The doctors don't actually tell you have cancer.
Really?
They just, yeah, they tell you about the fact, like, oh, so you start with, okay, we have, this is something wrong, you have to check about it, but it should be no big deal. And you check about it, you come back, and it's okay, we need to look more into it, we need to do more checks and possibly, have some treatment. And they don't tell you what it is. They just tell you there's a problem and you're gonna do this kind of a treatment. And only slowly does they review you, oh, you have this kind of like, I guess they don't use the word cancer. They
No
use the
way.
specific cancer name to tell you what it is, so you don't immediately go, "Oh my god, I have cancer."
So you don't freak out?
Yes, and they're not gonna tell you how severe it is. They're gonna tell you, "Oh, it's fine. It's no big deal. You're gonna live for a long time." And only after, like, they reveal the truth to you slowly, piece by piece, like peeling over an onion.
Yeah, isn't
Like
that
that.
worst?
Don't know. I don't know.
It's kind of like reminds me of my grandmother. Everybody, like her children and everybody were like almost infantilizing her when she had cancer, and no one dared to tell her that she had cancer, and the doctor wouldn't tell her either. And whenever like we would ask her if she was okay, she's like, "Oh, I just have the doctor just said I have a little headache." It's I never understood that. I felt like, maybe maybe we should just be straightforward with her. So
For our case, the doctor didn't tell me any more than they did with my mom. I guess,
okay.
like, in the beginning, my mom asked, they would tell her. They're not purposefully trying to lie or anything. They just didn't. They just tried to downplay the severity of it all
Yeah.
this time.
Maybe
But
so
anyway,
you don't freak out.
yeah. But anyway, by the later the year, like, she gotta go to hospital pretty frequently
Okay.
and do some tests, and like I gotta drive her there.
Okay. Yeah. No, family is important. So yeah, pretty good reason for a hiatus. But coming back from that, did it change how you approach your time as Alice? Because like did it deepen the urgency?
I would say that the main thing that changed for me is that I have accepted that I would not instantly become a super popular VTuber.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have to sign up for what I have now, and I would try to have a good time with the
Yes.
community that I have.
Yeah.
That
So
was the main
okay.
change in mindset. Yeah.
And did it feel like this change in mindset helped you or had a more positive outlook on your content?
I'd say probably at least I'm not having daily mental breakdowns on how,
Yeah.
oh my god, I'm so bad, I'm the most terrible VTuber in the world, it's all going to shit. Everyone out there is laughing at Nenkan Alice, who spent all this money and got nothing.
No one is laughing at you. I can guarantee you that.
There are people who are laughing at me. I can guarantee that too. You just don't know. I know. I know.
I mean, I feel like the not having a mental breakdown every day is pretty good. That's progress. I mean, we all deal with imposter syndrome a little bit. I think that's a reality many creators have to go through.
I don't have imposter syndrome. I am the imposter. I'm not like it will call it imposter syndrome if you think you are like, nobody, but you're not. You have a channel, you have a pretty big channel. I don't. I am the imposter. I am imposing right now. I'm trying to look very compressed and professional and like know what am I doing, but I don't. I don't know. I don't know anything.
Well,
I'm just trying here to not get picked to pieces.
I think No, I'm gonna have to push back on that. I think when I say Nenkan Alice, people know who it is. They have the VTuber, your image as a VTuber that pops into their head, and I think just that by itself is a pretty interesting fact. I mean, there's tons of VTubers that come and go that do this for years, and they never even get that. Just your
Yeah,
name carries this weight still.
like I could to have my name carry the weight. I could have done one of the two things. I could have spent the money I could have spent a bunch of money to do the VTubing stuff I do right now, or I can spend the same amount of money to have someone make like a hentai cartoon of myself. You remember that famous meme about a guy who spent 30 grand commissioning like a has-been hotel cartoon of himself?
Wait, I don't know about this actually.
You don't know
No,
about that?
I'm
Oh,
pretty bad with memes.
but anyway, there was a meme, just this guy who has spent an ungodly amount of money to commission a cartoon about a character and himself in a YouTube like animation about that.
No way. That's
I
so
could
cool.
have done this as Nagaraz, or I could have done that.
It was 50K.
It was like 30K for that. It was like I don't remember how much money I've spent for myself. Maybe around maybe a little bit more. More. It was 50K. Okay. Then I say it's probably the same amount of money me and that guy spent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you had a cute OC. I think I prefer that. I think I'd rather have a VTuber model and a Nenkan Alice VTuber model than the cartoon. I guess the story went viral on like Twitter or something.
Yeah.
Mm. Why not both? Yeah, true. I mean, you could always drop the magical girl Nenken Alice feet on your last day, and I'm sure people
I'm
will
gonna
remember that.
no.
No,
I'm gonna keep this model though. This model is cute. I'm gonna
it's
keep it
so
though.
cute. Yes, I think it would be a shame to get rid of it.
Can you guess how much money? Take a guess.
I mean, I'd say at least 5 grand.
Around 8 grand, yeah.
Oh my god, really? Who
Yeah,
was your
and
artist?
it was this Chinese person.
Okay.
Okay, hear me out. I didn't have a Western artist. I had a Western rigger. I didn't have a Western artist because all of them don't even take commissions.
I know, they only take commissions if you're in corpo. It was super
Yeah,
hard. I also have a Chinese artist.
yeah, and I can speak Chinese, so I just arranged that. I just talked to the artist directly, and I had that set up. And yeah, this art style is her art style is super cute.
Super cute. Who was your rigger?
Rigger was Kevin X, I think.
Oh yeah. I mean, the big riggers cost a lot of money. I have a feeling that was a big chunk of it. Yeah. And I guess just having the publicity of him posting this. That's another question I guess I'd have. So, what do you think worked the best about your concept? I think you've talked about what didn't work, but if you redid it, you would do things differently. But what parts of it you thought you were like, okay, this was good. This was worth the investment, or this was worth the time.
That it absolutely did get people's eyes on it in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I posted in Reddit and people were like, "Oh wow," and they came and checked me out. I posted on Twitter,
yeah.
and the thing that kickstarted everything was people retweeting me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that now. I'm like, I just unlocked a memory I had forgotten. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I think the concept really worked, but I did not follow up with the correct thing.
Okay. I feel like you're so close. Like you're almost there with the breakthrough concept. It's just the content part, like you said, that perhaps needed to be rethought.
Yeah, I believe I am pretty good at coming up with big concepts. I always did that when I was a writer. Like
Mm.
maybe my writing was not bad, but I was generally not super good with the pacing. And the thing like why did I blow up at 14? Why did I get paid 10 grand writing a web novel when I was 14 when my writing was trash?
Yeah.
Is because the concept really nailed it. Like I got a great concept and it just blew up on the website and I made it to the top of the website.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's cool. Did you ever study writing?
I went to University of Toronto for a year studying English, but they forced me to take other unrelated classes,
Mm.
which I don't want to take. I was making a shitload of money from stocks at the time, so I just bailed.
Yeah.
I just didn't go back,
Okay.
and I came here and be a VTuber.
Do you feel like your writing background and your well, I guess your strength into coming up with concepts helped you come up with the religion you founded 7 days ago, Kawaiism?
Maybe. I just honestly, it was just one day. I was on my phone. I was doom scrolling. You know, I have my favorite hobby, my favorite pastime is reading through Wikipedia.
What?
Yes, I spend an ungodly amount of time reading just Wikipedia. And
You keep surprising me, Alice.
yeah,
Wikipedia. Okay. Go on.
yeah, and I know all sorts of like extremely obscure and autistic details, like the operating pattern of Japanese private railways. Like
What?
it's like it's weird. I'm a weird person.
I thought you
And
were gonna
okay,
say your favorite pastime was doom scrolling, but then it like we took a 180 and
yeah,
went
my
on
favorite.
Wikipedia.
Yeah, and one day I stumbled upon the Wikipedia article of Scientology,
Oh yeah.
and that is what inspired Kawaiism.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so
I'm
you
like,
founded that religion, you preached it, and probably canonized it all on your own. It's like satire mixed with pop culture, mixed with philosophy. Like in your own words, what is Kawaiism?
Kawaiism is a religion that basically it's a religion, it's a way of life, it's a series of code of conduct that essentially means don't be a jerk.
Yeah.
Which honestly, every religion is kind of like the core idea behind religion is don't be evil, you know?
Yes.
Don't be bad. They have different definition of bad, but in general, they have like fundamentally most religions share a basic concept of like killing people is bad,
Mm-hmm.
like that. And for Kawaiism, what defines bad and good is what Anime Girl does. So, do you want to get into an argument on Twitter? Don't. That's not kawaii. Why is that not kawaii? Because anime girls wouldn't do that. Anime girls would have the best wishes for everyone. They wouldn't try to harm people.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't be rude. They wouldn't be offensive. They wouldn't be a jerk. They wouldn't purposefully harm other people.
Yeah, one of the most memorable lines I believe was before you act, ask yourself, would a cute and anime girl do that?
Exactly. That sentence summarizes the fundamental core thing about Kawaiism. That is the thing. That's basically the religion. Is that don't do what anime girls wouldn't do, because anime girls, when you watch anime girls together, they're having a peaceful life.
Mhm.
They're usually friends with each other. Yes, they have conflicts sometimes, but that usually gets solved because they carry a pure heart and they want the best for everyone. And the core idea for a lot of slice of life anime is that the humans are inherently good. Like they harbor, like slice of life animes harbor a sense of
Yes.
optimism towards the
Yeah.
human race.
Yeah.
That they believe that humans are inherently good. We are inherently not evil. We want the best for everyone, and conflicts originates usually from misunderstanding and can be resolved by peaceful communications.
Mhm. So
That
it's
is also the yeah.
yeah, sorry. Oh yeah, I was just
That is also the tenet core belief of Kawaiism.
uh-huh. So it's like a joke, but it's also a moral filter.
Yes.
That reminds me of a clip from my favorite VTuber, Marine, where she explains that she tries to picture everybody as if they were an anime character. So even rude people or like mean people, she'll picture them as like, oh, this bad guy in anime. But usually bad guys in anime, they're kind of just like you said, are like a little bit misunderstood because fundamentally, they're supposed to be good. And I mean, in most animes, like the bad guy somehow ends up having a change of heart or becoming one of the friends.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with anime girls in particular. There are very few anime girls that are unironically evil from beginning to end, you know.
Uh-huh. But how does that apply to one of your inspirations, Rushia?
Rusia is. I'm talking about Rusia the character, not Rusia the person.
Yes. No, I just mean Rushia with a knife, for example.
Yeah, Rusia is a character like a. She's still kind, no? She
She is
loves
cute.
someone completely. And when she says, oh, I'm gonna stab them to death, you know, you talk to them, or I'm gonna stab them. She's not being serious. A
Mm.
yandere anime girl isn't serious when they are talking, when they are saying that, you know, I'm gonna stab this person. It's a way of expressing love. That's just like, it's when you watch a yandere anime girl, there's an unspoken pact forming between you and them, that basically you consent to having a love being expressed to you this way.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. That is true.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of people would want this kind of love, I'm sure, in this chat as well.
true. So there's nothing unkawaii about Russia.
Yeah, okay. It fits in Kawaiism. Yeah, Kawaiism also says that all fictional worlds, anime, TV, games are real in parallel timelines, and that creators are receiving these through quantum tunneling. It's it's kind of profound. Do you actually
Yeah,
believe in creativity as a form of like divine connection?
no, of course
No.
not. But you should. I am like L. Ron Hubbard, okay? If you don't know, L. Ron Hubbard is the guy who made up Scientology. He's a science fiction author who just wrote a bunch of random shit and have people believe in it.
No way. That's kind of cool in a way. I've always said that I wish I had a cult. I wish I was a cult leader.
True, that was my cult. Kawaiism is the cult, but
Yes.
honestly, it's not harmful.
Mm-hmm.
If everyone acted like an anime girl, we would be living in the, the utopian
Oh
society
my
right
god, I've
now.
always said that. I think we need more people reading manga and watching animes because I do think that it puts people into a it teaches people a good moral framework.
Yeah,
So that's
so
why
true.
it inspired you to build like a spiritual framework out of an anime girl energy.
Yeah. Yeah, there are more fringe things about Kawaiism that I have thought about that have not yet implemented. It's like to become more kawaii, you could do things like you could write, you could draw, you could create, you could also like make a tulpa, which is like an imaginary friend. That's and you could also channel, like it's like Scientology, where they make up random superpowers that you can have if you just take our $100,000 courses. It's meant to
Wait, they
satirize
do that
them.
in
Yes,
Scientology?
yes. So I have this like 8, 9 levels of operating code.
Can get the power of an anime. I'm sure a lot of people would like that.
No, I don't want to get sued. Can guys be kawaii too? Yes.
Oh no, did my stream crash? Wow.
Hello? What happened?
No, it's good on my end. No, we're back. We're back. Just refresh.
Okay.
The Scientology got to us. Copyrighted.
Oh. Oh.
You also said that VTubers and cosplayers are holy, which I kind of agree with, when they embody their characters, almost like avatars of saints.
Yeah.
Did you feel that sense of transformation when you became Alice?
Yeah, I do. I become someone that is beyond my mortal flesh.
Nice.
Anime girls are eternal,
What do you think of, and how do you think this applies to VTubers when people say that they treat themselves as a performer, they see themselves as a product, and so in a way they're kind of shielded from criticism or ridiculed when they view themselves that way? Do you feel like this also applies to the kind of content that we do?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly why I wanted to become a VTuber. Is that I don't want I don't want to be public. I don't want to be judged by my real life person.
Yeah.
So I wanted to stay behind this mascot that I could shape and I could decide what it's gonna be like. And so in a way, VTubing is like the purest form of soul communication, that you only know me because of my personality and not because of my looks.
True. Preach. It's almost platonic then. In a
Yeah.
way. Yeah. Oh my god, I never even thought about this before. Yeah, that leaves a lot to wonder. That's interesting.
Hmm.
So I love your message to the future stream, and where viewers left message for years down the line. I think that's one of the most like poetic ideas I've seen in VTubing. I don't think I've seen anybody else do that. And what made you want to build that kind of time capsule, besides just the fact that it's related to the theme of time?
I have always been kind of fascinated by projects that are meant for the far future, which explains why the 100-year sun was a thing, right? I've read a lot about the long arts, things that meant for a time, a place, the people who are very different from us. And I believe there is power in that. So I decided to record time capsules, and also time capsules, even if me personally, I could look back, I could, a year from now, I could look back, and people who watch me could look back on the 1 year time capsule, and they'll be able to reflect on how much has changed during that time frame, and they will be able to like understand and more appreciate the flow of time as well. And so I left a bunch of time capsules. I have a 1 year one that will reopen in 2026. I have a 5 year one meant for 2030. And after that is 2045, 2075, and 2125. Honestly,
Wow.
I only think the first two are ever gonna be seen. The ones
Yeah.
after that, like either my channel is gonna get deleted by YouTube or YouTube will go kaboom. you know?
Yeah, there's basically no way to know if they're ever gonna be seen.
Yes, but I left them there regardless.
Yeah.
So
That's
maybe 1 in a million chance it will.
That'd be really cool. What if humanity is totally different by then, and then they find this and they're like, "Whoa, these humans back then, they were really weird." They were like obsessed with these anime characters.
You know, if something that time capsules from the past have taught us about the future is that the future will often change less than what we imagine.
Yeah.
In 1967, there were a bunch of time capsules buried around the Soviet Union meant for 50 years in the future. And all of them carry extremely optimistic messages of, oh, we must be colonizing the stars. And none of that happened. And the Soviet Union is gone. And everyone in the time capsules were like, oh, I bet you're living in actual communism. A true communist post scarcity society right now. But that obviously didn't happen.
Yeah, it didn't. It's funny because the way the 60s viewed the future is so different than what it turned out to be. They were all about, like, I don't know, they thought everything would be silver and a little bit over the top.
Yeah.
They had this very, like, kind of kitsch futuristic look. And now that we're actually, like, in post-modernity, it's all these very sleek, subtle fashion. I miss
So
the
true.
60s futuristic looks, though.
Mm.
Yeah, we thought we'd have flying cars in 2015.
Ah.
Yeah, like the Jetsons, exactly. War Thunder fans would leak it before they could. uh, so, um, I'm glad that you decided to kind of just have fun with your community after your hiatus. And looking back, was there something your community did that truly touched you, like a message, a drawing, or a moment?
I guess is that when I had a birthday stream, that was really special. People left me a card. They made a card and they made like each one left a little message for me for the birthday
Oh,
stream.
that's
So,
cool.
yeah, that was also one of the few times where my original vision was realized. That
That's
was what
great.
I always wanted to do that.
So, some of your milestone did realize.
I guess, yeah.
And no one's ever wrote me some birthday wishes in this channel, huh, chat?
You should totally do that. You should do that. Don't let her down.
I just bully them because they bully me back. um, so, what do you hope that people remember most about Nenkan Alice? Not just the character, but like the presence, the energy, the voice you brought to this community. Is it the concept?
I hope you remember me as a unique project and don't remember me as this dumb finance bro that dumped a shitload of money and got nothing out of it. Just don't do that. I'm already bothered enough by this fact myself. Please don't add any more salt on the wound.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
I think, yeah. I mean, a lot of the time we kind of are our own worst critics, or like we place ourselves in the mind of our biggest critics, but at the end of the day, I think if there are, these people's opinion don't really matter, because they're more busy criticizing somebody on the internet than doing something themselves with their time. At least that's how I see it.
Well, I think I should be positive, but sometimes it's hard to
It
not
is.
get angry at the bad comments.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
Yeah, they say that I mean, even large creators that have been doing this for like decades still struggle with that. They say that the human brain is just not built to receive so much like feedback over every single thing that you do.
True. True. Which is why I will never be like a flesh tuber.
Oh yeah.
I'm not ready for like an actual non-stop bombardment of comments linked to my real life personality.
Yeah,
At
or
least
your
I'm not like a
appearance.
shield behind the cameras.
Yeah.
Nobody know who I am.
Yeah. It's so difficult. And even, you know, the positive people or the people that meant to give you advice, it's like sometimes you just gotta cut through the noise and figure out, what do I want to do with my content, with my day, with my time? What does
Yeah.
Alice want to do? What does Rima want to do? And I think for me, like finding my voice was some things that at time like I struggled with.
Yeah. I'm glad that you found yours.
Yeah, I mean, I think people think that it's like content creation or struggling with negativity is like just an upward graph, but really it's more like a stock graph. It's like it goes up and it goes down and then it goes back up like for a really long time and then it plummets back down. But at the end of the day, the important part is that overall you're up.
Yeah, true. So true. Ah.
So do you describe yourself as a retired magical girl, someone who saved the world and was left with a single year to live? It's kind of a bittersweet story. And now that your vision is sort of it's played out and it's coming to an end, and you're approaching your final day. Um, well, one, do you wish that you could keep going? And two, um, what do you hope for after your project? What are your plans?
For one, I do come to enjoy returning more than before. I do come
That's
to
great.
enjoy hanging out with people and get like free admirations and people calling me cute and people say they love me. Of course, I love
Yeah.
it. I love that too. I love that.
I love the
It's
attention.
yeah,
Oh
I
wait,
love
that's
the
my own
attention.
intrusive thoughts.
But I do believe that this project, Nenkan Alice as a character, has run its course. She is a character that, at the end of the day, it's not a lot like me. She's different from who I am. So she was gonna be the sweet girl Jeffy, but I was not. I was not able to become her. So I think it's she has run her course.
Okay.
For now.
Maybe now it's time to move on to the next story, the next chapter.
Yeah. Yeah.
With a fresh start, but with the, you know, the memories and the experience you got as Nenkan Alice.
Yeah, true. Do you wanna me to show it? I will do a shameless self-plug.
Yes.
Okay. I am switching the model right now.
Oh, okay. Let's go. I'm excited. Ooh. Drum rolls.
Well, hello there. Hello, you corrupted citizens of the Western democratic regime. Hello there.
What?
Hello there. Yeah. My name is Nikoshka. Okay? Remember that name. You may call me dear leader, respected comrade, or just Secretary General.
Okay.
All right. Hello to your and everyone watching in the basically in the quote unquote free world. I'm gonna coming for you. The world revolution is gonna come soon, and it's gonna start with a hidden missile silo hidden in the mountains of Komanistan. And also, hi, all the 50 million citizens of Komanistan. Yeah, you are watching right now. You better be watching. You better be paying attention. Hey, you, are you not watching? Are you not watching? I'm gonna send you to the camps. Do you want 3 potatoes a day or do you want 2 potatoes a day? Okay? You want 3 potatoes a day?
Yeah,
Alright,
I'll
you
take
better
3.
shut up and watch. You're a great leader right now. Starting in a couple of days, I'm gonna stream. I'm gonna spread the glorious knowledge, the glorious nation of Komanistan to the rest of the world. Because so far, no one in the West even know who Komanistan are. It's very ungood. It's very ungood. We cannot let our great nation be so diminished. Okay? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Also, this VTubing thing looks really interesting. I got an inspiration to do that because our former Minister of Culture and Chief Procurer of Lowly spent a lot of money. She did this weird dumb project called N something A something. Like she spent so much money. And we didn't make anything back. Okay, do you know how much money we spent? That was like 3% of our annual GDP. That was the Apollo program for us, and we got no money. So I need to. I have a country to run, guys. I have a revolution to run. We need the military budget. We need the budget to run the concentration camps. We need a budget to run secret police. We need to have a nuclear program, and we need an intercontinental ballistic missile program. We are very short on cash, so I shall be a VTuber. I will spread the glorious revolution, our superior ideology to the West, and I shall gather funding for our great project to commence. See you soon!
That was amazing, but hold up. Am I gonna have some competition as dictator of the world now?
Hang on, let me switch back. I can't switch back.
Basically, she said, Vive la révolution!
I can't switch back.
Oh, you stuck?
Oh, I can switch now.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
My dog decided to sneeze during that speech. He kind of ruined the end of it. Dog. She's so cute. I love your model, man. The entire drip is like so perfect.
Thank you
I
so
actually
much.
have like I realized that we have a similarly shaped skirt with the like the little panels in the back.
True, that was really cute.
I'm gonna sit us back.
I love your mother too. That's so cute, but it's a little bit too revealing for me.
It's
a little
too
bit too revealing for me. I wouldn't have
revealing.
That
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I was flat, it would be a little more sophisticated. The boobs were actually an accident. I wanted to be flat. I was planning to be like more of a lolly, but then I thought that it looked too flat, and I was like, why don't you add like a boob crack? And then suddenly they were like huge, and my chat wouldn't let me switch back.
No, flat is cute. Flat is
yeah, flat is cute.
Yeah.
So That was really fun. I guess I have one final question. Lastly, if this is your final message as Alice, what would you like to say?
Mm, treasure the time you have. Be kawaii. Thank you.
Yeah, I love that. I loved that. Thank you so much for joining us today, Alice. That is all the questions I had for you, but I had a wonderful time. I feel like I learned a lot about you, and I feel like we had some pretty interesting discussions, like one of the most interesting discussions I've had in a while. So thank you for that. I hope the chat also enjoyed it. And
Thank you so much, too. Thank
yeah.
you so much, Rima, for having me on here. I have the chance to share my journey. Thank you
Uh-huh.
so much.
Of
Thank you so much.
course. And I mean, we'll be following you on your next journey, that's for sure.
Mm, okay, and I guess I'll see you guys around.
Yeah, and feel free,
Yeah.
to message me or reach out if you ever need anything.
Okay, I will. Thank you so much. I have one
Thank
extra
you.
friend now.
Yay!
Yay!
Following to the camp. No, I'm not gonna be working in the concentration camps. Hopefully, that's why I need to network with her. So I'm on the good side, the good
Oh,
side of the
don't
new world
worry.
government.
Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. Okay. See ya,
Thank
see
you,
ya.
Alice.
Thank
See
you, thank
ya.
you, Rima. Thank you.
Bye
Bye.
bye. All right. Thank you, chat, for hanging out today. That was a great stream. Um, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I feel like there was a bunch of really cool stuff talked about, and I hope we can do more things like that. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for my video premiere that's debuting on my main channel at 1 p.m. Bye bye, chat. Bye bye.